I've been asked to read this brief history of the Balkan Wars, 1912 to 1913. At the turn of the 20th century, Bulgarian bands secretly entered Greek villages in Macedonia and attempted to deliver the region to Bulgaria under the slogan, Macedonia for the Macedonians. With the help of around 250 Greek volunteers from various parts of Free Greece, led by Officer Pavlos Melas, the native Macedonian Greek population was encouraged to take up arms and defend its villages against the Komitadjis. The Greek state actively entered the Macedonian struggle after the tragic death of Pavlos Melas. By 1908, with the Young Turk Revolt, tensions were lessened by Ottoman promises for constitutional protection of ethnic minorities. This assurance, however, proved to be short-lived. Soon the leading Balkan states were ready to oust the Ottomans from the Balkans. The weakness of the Ottoman Empire and the rise of the Balkan powers led to the formation of the Balkan League, a military alliance composed of Greece, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Montenegro. Its objective was to attain control of all European Ottoman regions. After delivering an ultimatum to the Porte demanding the autonomy of all ethnic minorities, the Balkan states declared war on the Turks by October 1912. Prime Minister Eleftherios Venizelos was the political genius during the Balkan Wars, who with Crown Prince Constantine led the Greek army to write glorious pages in history. In addition, Venizelos' military modernization paid rich dividends. In just a few weeks, the Greek army took Thessaloniki and besieged Ioannina to the west. The armies of Bulgaria, Serbia, and Montenegro fought mainly to gain a favorable position in a post-war settlement. The Ottoman Empire ceded all its European possessions to the Balkan allies in May 1913, with the exception of Thrace and Albania, the latter of which became independent. From the beginning of the Balkan powers made great military progress across the region. The Serbs and the Montenegrins advanced into the Sanjak region, while the Bulgarians moved into Thrace. The Greek forces were stationed in two zones of operation, one in Thessaly under the command of Crown Prince Constantine and his Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Panagiotis Daglis, and the other in Epiros, under the command of Lieutenant General Konstantin Samoutzakis. Greek forces advanced into Macedonian regions and liberated all major cities. An attempt on Monastiri, however, proved fruitless. Thus, at the end of 1912, most of the historical region of Macedonia reunited with Greece. The Greek Navy's thrilling moves in 1912 and 13 under Admiral Pavlos Koudouriotis, a descendant of one of the great shipping families of the island of Hydra, liberated the following northeastern Aegean islands at the same time: Imvros, Thasos, Agios Efstratios, Samothraki, Psara, Tenedos, the peninsula of Aionoros, Lesbos, Chios, Inousis, Ikaria, and Samos. By May 17th, a peace treaty was signed in London, and all Balkan League members publicly accepted its decisions. Because the Treaty of London made no division of territory among the Allies, and because Greece and Serbia had divided Macedonian territory between themselves in a bilateral agreement, Bulgaria attacked both, initiating the Second Balkan War. Greece and Serbia won victories that ensured major territorial gains at the Treaty of Bucharest in August 1913. On July 8th, in a last show of Greek strength, the new king Constantine went ahead, past the Kresna Gorge, and met the Bulgarians head-on. As both armies moved against the Tsumaya, and after exhausting battles, they both agreed to ceasefire. During the fighting, the heroic mayor Ioannis Velisariou, who was leading the Evzones, was killed. For his remarkable leadership qualities and his sacrifice, King Constantine called him a hero of heroes. On August 10th, the war ended. Greece was victorious once more and had made sizable gains in territory, and in doing so, gained international prestige, esteem, and respect for her military performance in the wars. The Greeks from the United States also joined to help the motherland. It is estimated that in 1912 and 13, about 42,000 Greeks from the US offered their services, leaving their businesses and jobs to hurry back to fight for Greece. The Pan-Hellenic Union was the prime Greek-American organization that handled all enlistments for the Balkan Wars. This organization was established in 1908, and its aims were to assist Greeks in distress and to promote the interests of Hellenism in the United States. The Union moved its headquarters from Boston to New York. since all Greeks departed from that city. It swung immediately into action, where Greek patriots and American sympathizers contributed $70,000, which by some estimates is over $2 million today, to help the Greek cause during the Balkan Wars. We found 2 Greek Americans from Massachusetts who went back to join the Greek army. They were Mr. Berakis, Mr. George Berakis' father, and Mr. Stameris, Helen Andonopoulos' father, whose photo adorns the reception area of this building. A great generation of Greeks thus had accomplished a new miracle, commendable of their ancestors, that would allow us today yet another inspiring epic to tell the generations to come. two traditional Macedonian songs, the first one speaking of a mother who sends her son to war to fight for the homeland, and the second, a love song celebrating life, nature, and love. According to the constitution of Turkey, during the period of the war, those of the younger Greeks who were not able to pay the tax to the Ottoman state were obliged to serve in the Turkish army. But many would desert the Ottoman state to enlist as volunteers in the Greek army. The song that follows refers to this topic. It is an adaptation of Carver's song. The battleship Averov is a living legend in Greece and a reminder of the Balkan Wars of 1912 to 13. The warship played a key role in the defeat of the Ottoman Empire during the wars. The next two songs come from Lesbos, and they refer to the liberation of the eastern Aegean islands by the Greek fleet. The battleship Averov was mythologized in the minds of the islanders and thus became a song. The battleships named Hydra, Psara, and other ships, led by the battleship Averov under the Admiral Koudouriotis, sailed as liberators in the waters of Lesbos on November 8, 1912. The two songs that follow celebrate Averov's victories.